Well, plenty of changes going on here at Lions, as you can see in the background. But one thing that doesn't change is that the Silver Boot remains the signpost. That means the season proper isn't too far away. A slightly new look this year with Kappa coming on board for this edition of the Kappa Silver Boot. If last year is any indication, it means that it will provide a great form guide for the season ahead. In last year's final, Lions and Brisbane Strikers played off, both of those sides ultimately going on to claim the premiership in their respective competitions, the Flight Centre Premier League and the PlayStation 4 NPL Queensland. So what's in store for this year's tournament? Let's go to the key players and find out what we might have ahead for 2017.
Welcome to the launch for the 2017 Kappa Silver Boot. I would like to especially welcome Mr. Seifert Bogani, Director of our new naming rights sponsor Kappa, Mr. Jeff Foster, the CEO of Football Queensland, Mr. Greg Reddington, President of Football Queensland, Mr. Greg Morris, General Manager of Football Brisbane. The Silver Boot is an iconic competition in the football landscape in Brisbane and has been running in excess of 30 years, so it seems fitting that to now be able to align ourselves with iconic global brands such as Kappa. Both are steeped in tradition and heritage, and they seem like a great fit for the next 3 years. So thank you, Safe, and your business for putting your faith in our club to help raise the profile of your business and of football in southeast Queensland.
Well, Pool A in the 2017 Kappa Silver Boot features an all Flight Centre Premier League lineup and quite a flavour on the northwestern side of Brisbane as well. Grange Thistle back after 20 years in the competition. Must be a bit of a buzz around the club.
Absolutely. There's a lot of people been involved in that club for a long time, so they've been when they were at their highest and they've been there when they were at their lowest, so they're definitely wanting to stay there this time.
And how do you think the Kappa Silver Boot will kickstart your 2017 season?
Look, we're under no illusions that any test that we got given was going to be a tough one. We're coming to get ourselves physically prepared, mentally prepared, and maybe have a bit of a look at other teams as well to see what we're up against.
Puria, a much improved season for Albany Creek in 2016. How can you build on that going into 2017?
Yeah, we studied about what we have done during the last 2 years, and we found that in which area we have some weaknesses, in which area we have some strength, and we try to improve our side in an area we lack something. And based on that, we signed a couple of the experienced players, and definitely we build up some good side for the next year.
You have just touched on that, the signings you have made, Royce Brownlee and Jacob Fullick up front. What difference do you think they'll make to Albany Creek?
I think that the Jacob Fullick didn't sign with us, signed with the Pen Power. And Royce Brownlee has signed with us, and he's experienced players, of course. He has a great experience from the A-League level, from the NPL level, and I'm pretty confident, not necessarily in a playing wise, he can mentor the young players who we have in our side as well. Yeah.
Well, Nick Mitchelton, the 2016 runners-up in the Flight Centre Premier League, obviously looking to take one step further in 2017.
Yeah, we're going to do everything we can to build on last year, and it's what we're working to at the moment. Been back a week and things are looking good, so Leo's brought in Dan Panisi to assist him, so hopefully we have another great season.
So as you say, you've only been back a week, so I guess you'll be using the Silver Boot for a bit of fitness and just to get touches on the ball.
Yeah, definitely. We've got a few other games on the weekends, but Silver Boot midweek to just work on everyone's fitness and combinations, stuff like that. So
a bit of an interesting off-season at Heath Park from what we hear, with a number of departures. What's been going on in the off-season?
Yes, yeah, well, look, we've lost quite a lot of experienced players from last year. I think it was about 5 of the players that were probably our oldest members there. And now we've got a young team. And we've got a lot of new combinations, defence, midfield. So it'll be quite interesting to see how they gel, especially going into the pre-season tournament like the Silver Boot.
So I guess the Kappa Silver Boot will be critical for you in gelling the squad together, and you've got some reasonable opposition to go up against.
Well, let's be honest, football in the Brisbane Premier League is getting stronger every year. Teams are just getting better and better, getting better quality players. So it's always going to be tough no matter who you're playing against. And being pre-season, it just makes it a bit tougher for everybody, because everybody's trying to feel their way into the season, get people fit, get combinations of good players together, see who works well together. That's what it's going to be about, basically. Yeah.
That's Group A in the Kappa Silver Boot. Well, Group B will take place on Wednesday night with 2 PlayStation 4 NPL Queensland sides in the draw, as well as 2 Flight Centre Premier League sides as well. And these 2 clubs would have been familiar to each other much through last year. And Scott McNichol, how's Rochdale shaping up for 2017?
Yeah, not too bad. Looking forward to the season, obviously. Silver Boot's always good to play in. Gives you a good gauge of where you're at. But really looking forward to 2017, see how we go. Obviously, we just missed out last year, finishing 5th. But yeah, should be a good year this year.
And as with all the pools here at the Kappa Silver Boot, this group shapes up as a pretty good one as well.
Yeah, probably. I think it's probably the strongest group out of the 4, really, with the quality of the teams in there. So yeah, it'll be interesting. Obviously, everyone will probably say they've strengthened this year. You don't have too many teams say that they've gone backwards. So we think we've strengthened a bit. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Well, a new face in the Holland Park coaching ranks is Ant Smith. How are you settling into Holland Park?
Good. Just we had our first session last night. Just getting to grips with things, meeting the players, seeing what it's all about. So it's exciting times. Exciting.
So I guess you'll be using the Kappa Silver Boot as a mechanism to try and gel the squad together?
Yeah, it is. It's exactly what pre-season is. It's getting back to what you were, getting reacquainted with the football and taking in new players, trying to settle people in, and you see where you are. You use the Silver Boot as a bit of a barometer, see where people are. And like we all standing here now, we all think we've got good squads going into the season. Time will tell.
Adam, first appearance for Moreton Bay at the tournament. How do you think you'll be treating the tournament as you go through?
Yeah, obviously, we'll be treating it like everyone else. It's a pre-season tournament, but at a high level. So yeah, we'll be trying a couple of things and seeing some new combinations, see how they go versus some very good teams.
What are some of those new combinations we can expect to see through 2017?
Well, we've pretty much got a new front line coming from last season and the season before. We've gone with a bit younger, probably a little bit more mobile. So we've obviously a big turnover, but I'm quite comfortable with the players that we've brought in and the players that we've kept, and hopefully now we'll just work hard in the pre-season to get the combinations right.
And Greg, a solid end to the season for Brisbane City in the second half of the PlayStation 4 NPL Queensland. How do you think the club will be looking to improve in 2017?
Yeah, having just missed out on the finals is a bit disappointing. I think we were top 4 pretty much the whole season and then fell away just at the end, unfortunately. But we've got more or less the same squad going into next year. So with some of those young boys, a bit more experience after last year, we'll be itching to get away and at least make top 4 this year.
As you said, the same squad, they'll have 1 year under their belt. 8 draws through 2016. How do you look to turn some of those draws into wins in 2017?
Yeah, I think that's where the experience comes into it. The boys that are, looking at last year, maybe a bit more experience and know the critical points in a game now, will be able to turn those draws into wins, and obviously that pushes us further up to the table, which both myself and the club will be looking forward to.
A quality Pool B being played on Wednesday night at the Kappa Silver Boot. Well, Group C will be played out on Friday night, and we have the 4 competing coaches with us. First of all, Graham Ross from Ipswich Knights. Congratulations on your appointment.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah.
What is the task ahead, do you think, for Ipswich Knights for 2017?
Yeah, it's a rebuilding season for us. Starting off with building a new culture at the club and instilling some, pride back in the shirt. And building a side that can be competitive.
And how will you use the Silver Boot to try and gel your squad together?
Yeah, it's about seeing what we've got and tinkering with a few different formations, and obviously a very strong group, so it'll be tough for us, but it's just about building towards the start of the season.
Terry Kirkham from Olympic, a fantastic finish for Olympic in 2016. How are you looking to build on that in 2017?
Oh no, I think we started building when I first got there, so it was sort of 7 months to get things into shape for this year, and we've been in the program now since really the end of the season, and we've done very well. We've recruited probably about 35 players, average age of sort of 16 to 18, and retained most of our first team from last year that finished the season well. So we've done well, and very pleased where we are.
A few new additions in 2017. How will you use the Silver Boot to try and guide you into the season proper?
Yeah, look, we're pretty well structured. So we'll actually just keep working on everything we've been working on since October with our game training side of things. So, to be honest with you, we'll just want to keep working on our philosophy and exactly how our players are going to play against, good quality senior opposition and not just internally that we've been doing. And we'll also too look to potentially bring out some maybe new pink strips just to get the boys all fired up on who we're going to play against.
Well, Gray, you played one of the epic games here at the Kappa Silver Boot last year in the 3rd versus 4th playoff. What firework can we expect this year?
Well, hopefully we don't. Well, maybe we might see a game like that. You never know in pre-season when boys are tired and if they're playing a lot of games, those types of results can occur. I think we've shown. We showed last year we can score a lot of goals. We also show we can concede a lot of goals too. So from my point of view, I think I'm really excited. It's good to play some good opposition. I think every team we play will definitely be probably stronger than what they were last year. I think there's no doubt about that. So from my point of view, it's going to be a really good test and it sets the season up well.
Perhaps a disappointing end to the end of the 2016 PlayStation 4 NPL Queensland season. Will there be any hangover? Or?
Yeah. Oh, look, there's a lot of boys who are highly motivated after sort of some of the events of the end of last year. So I think some of them have got a real sour taste in their mouth about how everything ended. We really sort of, for me, I really thought we would have gone on and probably won the grand final because we were in such good form. It didn't happen. Obviously, we never even got there. So from that point of view, there's a lot of players who are really itching to go already, and you can see it in training. They're buzzing to go.
Croyd's a good start to the Flight Centre Premier League last year, but sort of fell off as the season went on. How will you be using the Silver Boot to guide your season proper?
Yeah, we've had 2 good starts the last 2 seasons, so we're quite happy with our pre-season. We'd probably adjust a little bit just because we felt maybe we're probably peaking a little bit too early and maybe we need to look at our training program. So I've looked at things that we've done in the past, spoken to people that I respect in training methods and tried to adapt a few of their ideas and merge them in with what I've been doing to try and unveil a even better program that I felt we were already running. So, which we're doing, and we're moving forward quite nicely at the moment.
You've already played Gold Coast City in the pre-season. What do you make of this group that you're in?
Pretty tough. Like we played Gold Coast City, probably was about 2 weeks ago, and it was a nice game there at Chris Green on a good paddock out there. So. The hard part is I think we both use big squads, so it's hard to gauge the result in any way, but I think both teams played a good brand of football, and I'm sure Gray walked away pretty happy and I walked away pretty happy as well. So,
well, there it is. That's Group C in the 2017 Kappa Silver Boot. Well, Group D will play out on Sunday night, and it features 2 teams that won their respective grand finals in 2016, as well as another 2 clubs that really defied expectations and were great improvers in their respective competitions in 2016. Firstly, to Redlands, Matt Chandler, what a wonderful year it was for the club in 2016.
Yeah, we did really well. It was an exciting year for us. We had an up and down season halfway through. We sort of dipped a bit, but we came back and at the right time and in the right games we did the right things. So we're really pleased with how we performed in our games. Obviously the FFA Cup was a success for us in the game that we won, but also our league form in the end came through and we were exceptional in the grand final. And I'm really pleased with how we did last year, but that was last year, so it's all about now and going forward.
As I sort of said there, you're going to face some stiff competition in this pool. What do you make of your matchups that you potentially have in Pool D?
Oh, excellent. No, it's a really good group. I'm really pleased at the teams that are in our group, and there'll be a nice early test for us, and be interesting to see how the games pan out for us.
Fernando, 8 wins for the South West Queensland Thunder in the PlayStation 4 NPL Queensland in 2016. How do you take that a step beyond in 2017?
Well, we're trying to improve our possession a little bit more. We sort of defended most of the 90 minutes in every game and played in the counter attack. This season, we're trying to stick to the 4-4-2 and continue defending well, but trying to keep the ball a little bit longer. So Silver Boot is going to be a good gauge against these guys.
So how will you use the Silver Boot to sort of work on those?
For me personally, this is my first year with the Thunder, so I'm still trying to get to know the players and see where we're at. So the next couple of games will really tell me where we're at.
Mooney, defending champions at the tournament, host of the tournament. Does that add any extra pressure?
No, it's still a pre-season competition at the end of the day, and we're just treating it as such. We did well last year. We won. It was great. It was a bonus. But no, other than that, we'll use it as preparation for the league.
And once again, you've had squad turnover from last season to this season. How do you adjust to that?
You just buy new players. Simple. I'm not the only one. Everyone loses players. So I don't think it's uncommon that you lose maybe 3, 4, 5 players a year. It's quite common in this day and age, and so you either look to bring young boys in, which we've done, added to the squad, and we bring a couple of new faces in as well. So,
Herf, as I said, Capella Bar did exceed expectations in many persons' minds last year. Can you build on that in 2017?
I think if we can have a similar season, we'd be happy, to be fair. People say that we obviously were above our expectations, but for us, we did exactly what we thought we could have done, and hopefully we do the same again this year.
Once again, for you, some quality opposition, including a local derby that you'll have against Redlands. You don't get those too often anymore. What do you make of Pool D?
Oh, obviously, it's some very quality sides, and that's what you want out of your pre-season, is to play against some strong sides and leading into a season, and hopefully that prepares you well enough.
Well, they're the thoughts of the Pool D coaches. They'll be playing on Sunday night in the Kappa Silver Boot at Lions Stadium. So there's the thoughts of the competing clubs in the 2017 Kappa Silver Boot. Let's take you to the draw. Well, that's all you need to know about the 2017 Kappa Silver Boot. It all kicks off here at Lions Stadium on Tuesday, the 17th of January. Entry is free, so if you're looking for a football fix, it's a great way to spend a summer's evening.